All right, guys, so my fridge is leaking water, lots of water, down into the fridge down here. So down here, my drawers, every 2 to 3 days will be filled, and underneath the drawers is tons of water, and that's shameful. I haven't cleaned my fridge. And it's leaking from all of those holes back there. You see the holes? I can't get the right angle. Those holes right there. I'm going to tell you how to fix that, guys, and it's going to help you. First and foremost, I'm going to give you some simple tips of what you can do before you call a technician. If your refrigerator is not level, okay, the water is not going to drain. Somewhere in your fridge, okay, you have a drainage hole. If the fridge is not level, the water pools up, and you're going to notice you're going to have like lots of water here in the freezer, and you're always breaking it up, and also you're going to have water down in your fridge down here. What the problem is the water, okay, it can't go down the hole because your fridge is the wrong way. All you have to do is level up your fridge. That's easy to do. Leveling the fridge is actually very, very easy. You'll need help, someone to push back the fridge, someone to put a level on the fridge. So it's kind of a two-person job. The second thing you need to do somewhere on your fridge, and it doesn't matter if your fridge looks like my fridge or not. It's all the same technology. It's all the same things that ruin our fridges. You have something like this in your freezer, if it's a standalone unit, okay? If this has stuff shoved here, shoved here, shoved here, all that cold air is not coming out, but it's going down there, all the way to the bottom where the drain hole is. And now your drain hole, all the water is freezing, because instead of the cold air coming out and keeping all of this cold, which it is, it's having to work twice as much. It's also freezing the drain hole, which is behind this panel. Now let's say you do that, okay, and you unplug the fridge, you melt the drain hole, and it's still something's wrong. We are going in order of difficulty, okay? Most likely, you're gonna have to take everything out of the freezer. On my refrigerator, there's two bolts, one here and one here, okay? This whole piece, which is just metal and plastic, comes off right here, comes off, and you're gonna notice that this is just one sheet of ice. Now, you need to put hot water down that hole. You need to clear all that ice out. Sometimes that hole can be filled with water that's froze, and the whole line is froze, so all the water has to go somewhere. And so once it gets to a certain level where it doesn't go down the hole, it starts to pool, it starts to freeze, and then it starts to go in your freezer, and then eventually it leaks down into your refrigerator. So you take the back panel off, you clean all the ice up, you make sure that when you pour hot water down the hole, that it actually starts to go all the way down the hole into a pan that's underneath your fridge, and it actually does what? It evaporates naturally. The last thing that you want to do, okay? Back there, behind this wall, is a coil. It's plugged with ice because that heater coil is not periodically coming on. It doesn't stay on for long. It just comes on for like a minute, 30 seconds, melts the ice, all the water drains. And if not, again, water is going to just build up here and freeze and freeze and freeze. It's going to go down there. That's turned on and off, and when it turns on, it melts all of the ice back there so it can go down the hole. If your coil is not working correctly, it's not going to melt the ice. And so if it doesn't melt the ice just accumulates and gets more and more and more. The last two things that you can do is you can replace the coil, or if the coil isn't turning on, it's because up in here, okay, you have a thermostat timer which turns on the coil. So it's kind of tricky, okay? First, you want to, level the fridge, clear it out, get all the ice out of it. Second, what do you want to do? Make sure that hole is not obstructed. You can go online, type in the type of fridge that you have. They'll show you exactly where that drainage hole is. And then you just pour hot water, clear all the ice out. Make sure that you move everything away from the place where that cold air comes out of your fridge, okay? If that's not it, it has to be one of two things. It's either the thermostat timer or it is the coil. All of this is DIY. It's very simple. It's very easy. 99% of people are able to do it with a video. And again, there's so many different fridges, and so there are people that are going to be able to show you on YouTube. When you type in your exact fridge, when you're ordering the parts, let's say you figure out, okay, it's the coil. Oh, okay, it's the timer. You figure it out, okay? Here's what you do. In the inside of your fridge, you're going to have a label like this. That label tells you the make and the model. Then you're going to go to where? Amazon. Okay, you're going to Amazon and you're going to look up the part. How much is a timer? How much is a new coil for my refrigerator? You can order it from them. If you're confident in your skills, you can put it on yourself. If not, you can call a repairman, and you've already diagnosed what the problem is. Hey, the coil has gone out. I bought it. How much for you to put it in? Or how much for you to put the timer in? It will only take him 10 minutes. It will take you even less time, okay? Half the time is getting the ice out of it and getting all your food out of the fridge or the freezer, okay? That's the majority of the time that's spent. It's not putting the part in. The part takes all of like 1 minute to put these parts in. It's very easy to replace. Depending on your model, some of them are more expensive. For mine, I just have to clip that in right there. I have to move this tab right here, just bend this tab, and this coil will come off. See this right here? I just bend this right here, pull the coil off, run the wire around here, plug it in, and then she's good to go. Doesn't take long at all. You can fix it, but here's the thing. There's steps, okay? If you hire a refrigerator repairman to come into your house, you got to realize, man, he's going to hit you hard. There's a service call of about 150. Then there's parts, there's labor, and he has to check everything out. You can do your due diligence, okay? Do the things that you know to do. Make sure it's level. Make sure the drain hole is not clogged. Make sure this device in the back of your freezer has free flow of air so it's not freezing the water when it gets down here in the hole. If this right here has stuff all around it, guess what? It's sending that air down and it's freezing the water around the hole. And then guess what? You're going to have water in your fridge. That's the problem, okay? But if you do all of these things, and I hope it's not the latter, but even if it is, some of those coils are only like $20, and some of those timers, depending on where you get them, those thermostat timers, okay, $30, $20, depending on the make and model. I hope this has given you some insights to the 4 steps of what it takes to get the water out of your fridge. All right, give me a thumbs up if you like this, guys.